Okay, let's just get right into it. The AI world is moving incredibly fast, right? And the companies that are actually building the hardware, the foundation for all of it, are under a microscope. So today, we're going to tear down a truly mind-blowing earnings report from Micron. And trust me, these numbers, they're not just about one company. They're telling us something huge about where the whole AI industry is headed.
So really, it all comes down to this one question. Was this one of the strongest quarters Micron has ever had? And the short answer is a huge yes. But, the devil's in the details, and the story behind that yes is absolutely staggering. So let's dive in and see exactly how they pulled this off.
All right, here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with that incredible earnings beat. Then we'll look at the Q1 scorecard to see the bigger picture. After that, we'll check out their guidance, which points to even more growth. We'll unpack the whole AI memory boom that's making this happen, see if they're actually delivering on what they promised, and then, wrap it up with a quick look at the risks to keep an eye on. All right, first up, the headline numbers. These are the big ones, the figures that really made everyone sit up and take notice. Seriously, this is the wow moment. Let's just start with the revenue. $13.6 billion. To put that in perspective, everyone was expecting a good quarter, maybe even a great one. But this number just completely blew all of those expectations out of the water. It's really just the first piece of a pretty jaw-dropping puzzle.
Okay, next up, let's talk about how profitable they were. They posted a non-GAAP gross margin of 57%. Now, non-GAAP is just a way for companies to show their core performance without some one-off accounting stuff. But really, what it means is simple. For every single dollar of product they sold, they kept about 57 cents in gross profit. That is a huge sign of just how much pricing power and efficiency they have right now.
And to round out this amazing trifecta, their earnings per share hit $4.78. So let's be clear, on all three of the big metrics that matter, revenue, margins, and earnings, Micron didn't just beat what people were expecting, they absolutely demolished it. Just a total clean sweep. So yeah, those headline numbers are incredible on their own, but what does that really mean for their growth trajectory? Let's pull up the Q1 scorecard and take a closer look at what's going on under the hood.
Okay, this table really lays it all out. Revenue wasn't just big, it was up almost 57% compared to last year. That's insane. And look at this, gross margin jumped more than 11 percentage points from just the last quarter, and earnings per share shot up 58% in that same short period. See, this isn't just simple growth, this is things speeding up, it's accelerating growth.
Okay, so looking back is great, but what everyone really cares about is the future, right? That's why a company's guidance, their forecast for what's coming next, is usually the most important part of any of these earnings reports. It's what everyone is listening for.
And wow, their guidance just shows this train is picking up even more speed. Micron is looking at a second quarter with revenue around $18.7 billion. They see margins climbing to a massive 68%, and earnings per share could hit $8.42. These numbers are screaming that the amazing strength we saw in the first quarter isn't just a one-off. It's actually getting even stronger.
So the big question is, what's the engine behind all of this? How are they pulling off these kinds of numbers? Well, it really boils down to one thing. The absolutely explosive, can't get enough of it demand for memory that's being driven by the AI boom.
Yeah, this slide right here tells the whole story. So think of it this way. DRAM is like a computer's super fast workspace for what it's doing right now. NAND is more like its long-term storage, the file cabinet. And you can see NAND is growing at a healthy 22%. That's good. But then you look at DRAM, the stuff that AI servers need to think, and it just exploded, up 69%. There's no question which one is the superstar here, and it's all thanks to AI.
And digging even deeper into DRAM, there's this one special kind that's basically a gold mine right now. It's called high bandwidth memory, or HBM. The best way to think about it is like rocket fuel for AI chips. It's basically a skyscraper of memory chips all stacked together, which lets data move incredibly fast while using less power. And that's precisely what these huge AI models are hungry for.
And if you want to understand just how crazy the demand is, get this, Micron's entire supply of this HBM memory for the whole rest of the year is already sold. It's completely booked. They literally can't make it fast enough to keep up.
One great report is awesome, but what really builds confidence is when a company does what it says it's going to do quarter after quarter. So let's rewind a bit to their last earnings call and see if they actually delivered on their promises.
So on their last big call with investors, Micron's chief business officer, Sumit Sadana, put a stake in the ground. He said, and I'm quoting here, that in 2026, they expect to have a higher market share in HBM than they did in 2025. The mission was crystal clear. Go out there and take more of the market.
So, did they do it? You bet they did. The company is confirming that not only are they on track to grab that market share, but the development of their next generation of memory is actually going better than expected. And they're going to start shipping it in volume really soon. It's the classic playbook, right? Under-promise and over-deliver.
Okay, but it can't all be sunshine and roses, right? No analysis is complete without taking a clear-eyed look at the potential bumps in the road. So, as amazing as all this growth is, we have to talk about the risks.
There are really three main things to keep on your radar. First, what if this crazy demand for AI slows down? If that happens, you can bet the demand for memory will cool off too. Second, there's always geopolitics, right? That can mess with supply chains at any moment. And third, competition. You can be sure that Micron's competitors are working around the clock to catch up and make their own high-end memory.
And all of this really leads us to one final huge question. This whole AI revolution has created a gold rush for memory that's just unlike anything we've ever seen. So, as AI gets woven deeper and deeper into everything we do, the real multi-trillion-dollar question is, just how long can this gold rush possibly last?